You're listening to the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Emerson Witner, and this is your Memphis Wrestling Report for January 23rd, 1988. Yes, NXT is still doing year-end best of 2015 reports, so I decided to take the Wayback Machine to 1988, and once again this week watch some Memphis wrestling. Last week reviewed January 16th, 1988, so this week makes just as much sense to review January 23rd, 88. Now these shows that I'm reviewing are not on the network. These are from my personal stash. I was in the middle of watching Memphis wrestling and figured, hey, what better reason to be watching it than for this very review right here. Now, of course, if you're listening to this on AngryMarks.com, please feel free to check out WrestlingOutsiders.com. 100% free audio, 100% of the time. By the way, what about John Cena? That stinks, huh? But on to 1988, where we start the show with a big announcement, that being the Midnight Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, this past week, won the AWA World Tag Team titles, which, as Lance Russell pointed out, this will only make them harder to deal with. That led us to our first match, where the Rock and Roll RPMs took on Ricky Nelson and Billy Travis. The RPMs are Tommy Lane and Mike Davis. Lance and Dave pointed out that the RPMs are angry due to their recent lack of success. They've lost Southern Tag Team titles, and now they don't seem to be moving back up the roster towards further title shots. And it didn't help that they lost here. Nelson and Travis looked really good the whole time. The RPMs made one miscue after another. And it broke down into a four-way brawl at the end. And somehow Nelson pinned Davis. Davis cut a promo saying he's going to file a complaint about the result of this match. Once they left, Nelson and Travis went over. Nelson made fun of the name Rock and Roll RPMs. Nelson's new to the territory. And so the Rock and Roll RPMs came over and challenged him to a loser leaves town match. So yes, Ricky Nelson's been in the territory for 1 week, and he's already being challenged to a loser leaves town match. Something tells me he probably ain't going to be losing that one. Nelson did agree to it, and as did Travis, so the next time these two teams face, which is going to be this Monday night in Evansville, Indiana at the Coliseum, it's going to be a loser leaves town match. And speaking of Evansville, this Monday night, there are going to be 7 Renegades Rampage matches. As I mentioned last week, Renegade Rampage was a 3 or 4 month long tournament sponsored by a cigarette company. The winner will receive $250,000 of Monopoly money. And it's, like I said, just a several month long tournament. And Jerry Lawler will eventually win. And I wonder if his bank account is big enough to hold that fake check. Should be interesting. Plus, of course, like I said, the loser leaves town match this Monday night in Evansville with the RPMs versus Nelson and Travis. So, you mean it's normal ticket prices this Monday night. Head on out to the Coliseum and watch some good old wrestling. And if that's not enough, Jimmy Jack Funk and T-Joe Khan stormed in and said that after this Monday night, Manny Fernandez and Jeff Jarrett will never wrestle again. And, you have to believe them, because Jeff Jarrett didn't wrestle past 88, did he? Terry Taylor, with his Bobby Roode robe and a new attitude, was in the studio with Lance Russell. Lance brought up that he is the former World Television Champion and wondered why he interfered in the recent Jerry Lawler-Bill Dundee match. Taylor pointed out that being the World TV Champion, he's the best wrestler on television, so why was he not invited to participate in the Lord of the Rings tournament, which was a few months ago? So since he was not allowed in the tournament, he attacked those two men who were fighting all over the U.S. over the Lord of the Ring, and he wants it. Bill Dundee cut a pre-tape promo saying that he doesn't believe Terry Taylor even wanted to be in the Lord of the Ring tournament. He did say he's not done with Lawler. However, for now, he's going after Taylor. Back live, and Terry Taylor got down on his knees so he could be at Bill Dundee's height, and he challenged Dundee to a match, which is going to be taking place in a few weeks, I believe. Terry Taylor then got in the ring to take on Ron Brews. Taylor cockily controlled this match, saying Brews could submit at the start of the match and then posing after a body slam. They exchanged holds until Taylor punched him in the mouth. Brews fired up, but Taylor threw him outside of the ring, and as Brews was coming back through the ropes, Taylor immediately snatched him, dropped him with a DDT, and terrific Terry Taylor picked up the win. Jimmy Jack Funk is out, saying that Manny Fernandez is a sissy lover, and he gives Manny 30 seconds to come out and apologize for being a sissy lover, and Manny never came out. During the 30 seconds, Jimmy Jack Funk chopped his associate T-Joe Khan and pointed out that Khan is not a sissy, and Jimmy Jack just kept getting angrier and angrier, throwing a fit because Manny didn't come out during that 30 seconds. We went to commercial where we got another promo for this Monday night in Evansville, and then we come back to where Manny Fernandez has finally come out. Manny says he does things his way, and it's the Bulls way or no way. He's made a lot of mistakes, but he's also made some oaths. And one of those oaths are to get rid of Jimmy Jack Funk and T-Joe Khan. So Jimmy Jack comes out, and we get our feature match for this week, which is in fact Jimmy Jack Funk versus Manny Fernandez. Manny squashed Jimmy Jack, gave Jack almost no offense. Jimmy Jack got an eye rake, but Fernandez immediately took his head off with a clothesline. Manny would have won with a flying burrito, but of course T-Joe Khan ran in and hit Manny in the throat for the disqualification. T-Joe had a metal glove on his hand, and the heels took turns double beating on Manny. Jeff Jarrett, Manny's partner and friend, must have stayed in the back quite a while before finally coming out for the save, which is funny because just last week, when Jeff Jarrett was in trouble, Manny was out before Jarrett could even take a bump. Gary Young debuted. He cut a promo calling out all the baby faces in the company, including Scott Hall, Jeff Jarrett, Bill Dundee, and more. And after calling out all the baby faces, he finished up by saying that he plans on doing his talking in the ring. So we got Gary Hart versus Don Brews. Don is the twin brother of Ron Brews we saw earlier. Both Gary and Don are tall white guys with short hair, white trunks, white knee pads, and white boots. You would think backstage before the match, someone would have looked at these two and told one of them to go put something else on. But alas, nothing really happened in this match. The finish saw them reverse roll-ups. Young ended up on top and with a handful of tights for the pin. Neither the referee nor the announcers even bothered to notice the handful of tights. The Rockers cut a pre-tape promo. They pointed out that last week they were here on this very television program saying that they would win the World Tag Team titles, and now they have. The Northern fans love Shawn and Marty, but the South hates them so much that the first thing they did was put them in a no disqualification match with Scott Hall and Ken Wayne, and they took just as much offense to this being a title match, in addition to being no disqualification. Then we got the expiration of time match with Mad Dog and Rodney Napper versus Scott Hall and Ken Wayne's cape. Wayne had a magnificent shiny red cape attached to him. I want to point out last week's expiration of time match went the 3-minute time limit draw. The most interesting part of this match had nothing to do with the actual match. It was Lance Russell asking the director on the air whether or not they should go to a commercial break during the match and then come back to end the match. However, they decided while on the air to just, finish up the match first. Napper's tights were Virgil's old barbershop strike tights. The heels got in literally no offense, and Wayne won with a top rope leg drop that caused Lance Russell to still be putting over and marking out for after the commercial break. Lance and Dave wrapped up the show, but Jerry Lawler came in for one last promo, saying that how great it is to be Lord of the Ring, and being Lord of the Ring gives him a shot at the AWA World Heavyweight Champion Kurt Hennig. The match coming up, Hennig will be putting up his World Heavyweight title against the physical ring that Jerry Lawler got for winning the Lord of the Rings tournament. No word, and if you ever got that $5,000 from Bill Dundee that Bill owed him, but still. So that was it. Lawler promised that he would win the world title in 1988. Of course, we do find out that that is the truth a few months from now. So that's it from Memphis. It's a quick 40 minutes, and it's just a fun wrestling show. We'll see if I keep watching them and reviewing them on here, because NXT does return next week, and who knows, maybe I'll start doing both at the same time. If you have, if you care one way or the other, let me know. I'm happy to do it if people actually listen to it. But until next week, when I'm definitely back with NXT, thank you for listening, and hope you have a great day. Bye.
You're listening to the Angry Marks Podcast Network.